So in this video, we're going to focus on e-commerce apps that you can use that are either free or cheap and still see success. I've broken it down into sections. So tools and apps for sales and operations, marketing, social media, logistics, data analysis, and things like that. So let's get started. The first one is sales operations. As an e-commerce business, if you don't make sales, you do not have a business, right? And when it comes to the operations bit of it, aka sales operations, the most important thing you need to look at is what they call a content management system, aka CMS. On this particular channel, I've spoken about Shopify, I've spoken about WooCommerce, right? These are the popular examples that a lot of other people in this industry talk about. The truth of the matter is these are CMS platforms, but they are not the only CMS platforms. And it's not a do or die. If you don't have a Shopify store, you can still make a lot of money using these examples I'm going to give you. Number one is the Paystack Digital Storefront. I've spoken about this a few times, and I have businesses today that are set up just using the Paystack Digital Storefront. Another example is the Flutterwave Digital Storefront, similar to the Paystack Digital Storefront. And I've actually realized that in one of the industries I'm in, that particular industry, a lot of my competitors actually use the Flutterwave Digital Storefront. The other one is Seller, right? I use Seller as well. I started to use Seller this year, and I've been seeing some positive results. The good thing is that when I check my Seller dashboard or my Seller profile, I noticed that I could also sell physical products. I've not tested it yet, but again, I've used it to sell digital products. I've made some sales already, so it's definitely something that I would want to look at if I needed a CMS platform and I didn't have a lot of money to build on Shopify or even pay for WooCommerce. The next one is social media and marketing, right? Now, the reason why I've put social media and marketing is because social media in itself is a marketing channel for every e-commerce business. It's very hard for you to see an e-commerce business that does not have a social media channel or platform as a marketing tool to promote their e-commerce business. A majority of us in Africa and Nigeria, we use either Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, okay? So those are the first tools that you would need. I would suggest you pick one. Don't do two. The reason why I'm saying don't do two is when you begin to run ads, you want to make sure that you are investing all your money, effort, and time in the place that is going to make you the most profit or the most sales, that kind of thing. So pick one platform, understand that platform, and utilize it to the best of your capacity for your online business. Another important tool for when it comes to social media and marketing is Canva. I've said this so many times. If you know how to design on Canva, you have a superpower. When you look at Canva, you can easily make all sorts of designs. You can make designs for social media, you can make designs for email marketing and things like that. Speaking of email marketing, MailChimp is also an important tool that you must have for your email marketing needs. Another one that a lot of people are not familiar with is called Kittle. So Kittle is very similar to Canva, but I use Kittle to make more of wallpapers, posters, t-shirt designs, things like that. Next up, you have the Meta Business Suite and Meta Ads Manager. I look at these as two separate tools. Even though the Meta Ads Manager sits inside the Business Suite, I like to look at it as separate tools, just so that I don't complicate or confuse people. The Meta Business Suite, one thing that a lot of people don't know, actually has a scheduling tool within the Meta Business Suite. So what that means is if you want to preload your content, you can do that using the Meta Business Suite, either on Instagram or Facebook. Then there's the Meta Ads Manager. This is where you set up your ads, right? Whether you're running ads on Facebook or Instagram or both platforms, always use the Meta Ads Manager. Please do not boost, sponsor, or promote any posts from within your social media apps. Don't click that boost post or promote post button within Instagram or within Facebook. Instead, use the Meta Ads Manager. There's a reason why they created the Meta Ads Manager separately. So use it. A few people say that they're familiar with this one, but I noticed that a lot of people don't have it set up. Google My Business. If you run an online store and you are blessed to also have like a retail store attached to it, or you don't mind people coming to your house to pick up items, set up Google My Business and sort of give that SEO opportunity to your business. Local SEO. So if people are searching for products that you sell in your local area, once they type it into Google or they search for it anywhere, your address will typically come up. And when your address comes up, they can visit your online website. Hi, if you're enjoying this video and finding value, I just need you to do me one favor. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified when I post even better videos than this. So let's get back to the video. Next up is project management. Now, the reason why you want project management tools is to make sure that you know what you are doing from start to finish. As a one-man business, one of the problems that I always find myself in is, instead of me looking for how to move the business forward, I find myself inside the business, doing the business. Okay? There's a difference between strategy and tactic. The problem is, a lot of us, we have strategy ideas, but we're stuck doing tactical things. Okay? And this is where project management tools come in. With a project management tool, you are able to have an idea of, okay, you know what, this is where I'm going to. This is what needs to be done to get there. And this is how I'm going to position myself and work accordingly to make sure I get there. So even if you get carried away and you are stuck doing something or in one particular sport, you can always go back to these project management tools and see whether you are hitting your KPI or hitting your target or hitting your goals that you give for yourself or your business, right? Example of project management tools are Trello, Asana, Notion. There are so many more, but these are the three most popular ones that a lot of us are using these days in e-commerce. When it comes to my personal favorite, it is Trello. Now let's talk about logistics. Logistics is one of the most important parts of every serious e-commerce business, guys. If your logistics is shit, you're not gonna make money. You're not going to have a successful e-commerce business. It's really just that simple. And when it comes to logistics businesses, you typically need 2 to 3 different types of logistics businesses, depending on what you sell. You need one that is for interstate, right? You need one that is intrastate, and you need one that is outside of the state, or even outside of the country, in fact. Actually, no, it's outside of the country, not outside of the state. That's where interstate comes in. Okay? Now, for within your state, I always advise that people have 2 to 3 dispatch options. You have one dispatch partner that you always work with all the time, that you make sure that you give them business as often as possible. The reason why I'm saying this is so that they don't disappoint you. The problem is one day they might disappoint you. Hopefully they don't, but they might disappoint you. This is where option 2 comes in. Now, because you've not been working with option 2 a long time, once you get into that situation, you're going to need option 3 as well as a backup. So that's why I say that for every state you're operating in, you need 3 options. For example, I have a particular e-store that operates in 3 very, very common states within Nigeria. In fact, when we advertise for that store, we don't even advertise for any other state. We just focus on those 3 states because, again, we're making enough money from that store and we're fine with that. We don't want to scale it more. We're trying to be small, compact, and clean. Right? So each state, we have 3 different local dispatch partners that we work with. We have one that we work with very regularly, and then we have 2 that we just have on standby, just in case that particular one has maybe bike issues, has maybe paper issues, or whatever it is. Again, life happens, it's business, a lot of things can happen. So you always want to have a backup plan. All right? Now, for interstate, whether you're going from Lagos to Abuja or from Abuja to Zamfara or whatever it is, I use a company called Sendbox, right? I've been using Sendbox for like maybe 4 years now, over 4 to 5 years now. And they have it's been, in terms of satisfaction score, I'll probably say 98%. The reason why I don't give them 100% is once in a while there's that delay that honestly is common in e-commerce. I'm talking to some people now, they are nodding their head and they're like, it's true. When it comes to e-commerce, with logistics, it's one of the most painful experiences you will go through. But at the same time, it can also be one of the best experiences. So as you're enjoying yourself, you're making so much money, also understand that there's the second part of it where once in a while, some customers will shake pay for you. It's fine. Just go and pray to God that no shake pay will reach you and God will help you out. GIG is also very good. I've been using GIG for some time, and GIG is my backup plan in case Sendbox wants to Yawere. So I use GIG as option 2. So the same way I have options for intrastate deliveries, I also have options for interstate deliveries. Now, I use Sendbox and GIG to ship across the world. Remember, I told you guys in a particular video, I've sent items to Canada, I've sent items to New Zealand. Now, Sendbox help me run out, right? They are not sponsoring this video. I'm just telling you this is what I use. With customer service, there are not a lot of tools you need. You just need WhatsApp Business, number 1. The reason why I say WhatsApp Business and not WhatsApp is because WhatsApp Business, you can set up like, prompt replies, opening and closing hours, all those kind of things. You can even have labels and tags for your customers. Whatever you're using, whether it's Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, whatever it might be for your business, you want to make sure that you are able to respond to customer complaints via email and also via SMS or via WhatsApp. All right, those are the major ones that you need, and you just need a valid phone number, guys. A valid phone number is so important. Some people would actually flash you to make sure that you're a legitimate business, guys. I can't count how many times that has happened when I was actually managing a particular business with my own phone, and now I've transitioned and other people manage that for me. People will just flash me, or people will just call me and be like, "Hello, is this so and so store?" I'll say yes. Okay, thank you, cut phone, and then they will continue chatting, and then they will place their order. Some people just want to have that sort of human response or human conversation. Now let's talk about finance. Let's talk about money. Now, when it comes to accepting money online, you must work with the financial provider or bank that will show you alerts ASAP. If somebody sends you a screenshot that payment has been made, but it takes you 1 hour to receive alert, that's a very terrible customer experience. And it kind of frustrates the customer because, first of all, they don't trust you. You're an online business. Probably the first time they are seeing you. Again, that's if it's the first time. If you've patronized you before, then obviously you are good. But if it's the first time, they don't trust you. You're not telling them that, "Oh, I've not received alert, so I can't deliver." They're like, "Who is this? Please cancel my order, give my money back." But you don't even have any money to give them because it hasn't landed in your bank. This is why finance and the banks that you work with are very important. I use money points. I'm just going to come out clean here and tell you that majority of the stores that I operate right now use money points as the first choice for accepting online payments because it's quick, right? And then secondly, you want to have, again with banks, you want to have 2 options. The next option should then be one of the traditional big 5. There are 4, but let's just call them 5 so that none of them know which one I'm talking about. And the reason why, I think I've said this in the previous video, the reason why you want to focus on the traditional big 5 is because you are able to get a domiciliary card from the traditional big 5 easier than any other bank. A lot of other banks and apps offer these domiciliary cards, virtual cards, all of that. I've gotten involved in a few and I've been burnt a few times. But the one that the bank gives you, life is very simple with that. Now, remember when I was talking about sales operations, I mentioned Paystack and Flutterwave as a digital storefront. You can also use them as your finance, you can use them as a finance tool. Let me put it that way. And the reason why I say this is when you're looking at transactions, you want to understand data, you want to understand which product sold better, you want to understand which part of the country or which part of a particular, state made more sales. You are able to actually get some of these data, maybe not all of it, from your Paystack or Flutterwave dashboard. All right. Here's one funny thing that I just found out with my Paystack dashboard. I've never noticed this before, and I was just playing around with it. I was trying to work on a tutorial video, and I was playing around with it, and I noticed that there's a particular part of Paystack where it would show you abandoned transactions with the customer's email address. That's if they give you or put their email address on your website, right? Now, when you take that email address, you can feed it back into your Meta Ads Manager and set up a retargeting campaign where you have a special code that will then pursue those people until they patronize. Now, let's talk about data analysis. A lot of people don't like data analysis, but every serious e-commerce business involves data analysis. You see what's working and you do more of that. You see what's not working and you do less of that. It's really just that simple. And when it comes to data analysis, we have basically 3 products. The first one is the Google Sheet or Microsoft Excel. If you can make these things your best friends, you will make money. Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel, they tell you so many things without telling you so many things. If you know, you know, right? The second one is my EBS calculator. So I actually have an EBS calculator, which stands for E-commerce Business Success Calculator. And in this particular calculator, I have a range of calculators. So I have a revenue, traffic, and value calculator. I have a ROAS calculator. I have a profit margin calculator. I have an OPEX planner. I have a forecasting tool. Guys, this EBS calculator is packed, right? A lot of us don't like Microsoft Excel. That's why I created this EBS calculator. With this EBS calculator, all you do is put numbers. Just put your own numbers here, there, and wherever it is. And you get your values automatically added up for you. That way you see which particular, with the ROAS calculator, for example, when you put in all your sales values, you see which particular channel or platform is bringing you the most money. With the RTV calculator, you're able to put, your expected traffic and your average order value at the moment and see how much you're going to end up with at the end of the month, at the end of the week, even at the end of the year. And you can flip it around. If you want to earn 100 million in sales, you can use the traffic and values to then decide how much money you need to spend on ads to get that number of traffic, to get that number of average order value customers, and then end up with 100 million naira. But yeah, if you want to get the EBS calculator, I'll put you in the link in the description. Bonus points. When it comes to e-commerce, everybody is going the artificial intelligence route. What I'm trying to say is a lot of people are simplifying their work, simplifying their processes and systems with automation using artificial intelligence. This is something that I myself have started to do with a lot of my e-commerce stores and other businesses. There are a lot of AI tools out there, all right? The most common one is ChatGPT, and that's the one I use very frequently. But there's also Google Gemini. A friend of mine just told me about another one called Perplexity AI, and there are quite a few. Find one of these tools to use. Some of them, they all have free versions or free trials. You don't need to pay for it, okay? Find one that you can use for your business and begin to learn how to use it, even if not daily, but at least weekly or monthly, on how to improve your business and take it to the next level. Now, if you want to understand how people are spending money and how you can sell what they are going to buy in 2025, watch this video.